Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts, hold on tight. You're in for one incredibly awesome and super cool ride tonight on the Josh Nolan Full Throttle Racing Show, hashtag one on YouTube. Tonight we have with us race car driver Austin, Matthew Lloyd. Welcome to the show, Matthew.
Thanks, and thanks for having me on the show.
Not a problem. So, Matthew, let's talk about your racing career. How did you get into racing?
Well, we were talking about it, and I really wanted to do it, but my mom was like, "Do we have to do it?" And then for a Christmas present, just there it was.
Okay, so what was it like for you to climb in your race car for the first time?
It's kind of just like, okay, this is the first time. Like, how do you do this? But it's also like, okay, let's just get out on the track and let's just go.
Okay. So, Matthew, when you first started driving, did you have success right out of the gate, or did it take you a little while to get used to the race car?
Took me a little while to get used to the race car.
Okay. So, how much success have you had as a race car driver thus far, Matthew?
Fourth, three times.
Very cool. Very cool. So, Matthew, let's talk about the story behind your race car number. Where did that race car number come from?
Um, it was my Uncle Aiden's race car number, so I took that and put it on my car.
Very cool. Very cool. So, Matthew, when you're strapped into your race car and you're getting ready to go out on the track, what helps get you focused to go out on there and go out there and race?
I don't know. I just honestly, I don't know. I'm ready.
Okay. So, Matthew, who do you have for sponsors on your race car?
Mom and Dad, Grandpa and Grandma Clausen, My Race Pass, QualityFreightRate.com, E&E Motorsports, Hayden Motorsports, Heartland Steel, Country Boutique, R&R, Pheasant Farms, Alex Wertzma, Amelia Accessories, and Dave Olivier.
Okay. Are you still looking for sponsors for your racing team, Matthew?
Always.
Okay. If there's anybody going to be out here watching this racing show with me and Matthew Boyd, and you want to help sponsor his racing team, his racing career, reach out to Matthew and his dad, Austin, because they appreciate the sponsorship on Matthew's race cars as he gets further into his racing career. So, Matthew, what do you want to do? What do you want to be at in 5 years with your racing career?
I just want to be winning races.
Okay, okay. How about in about 10 years?
I want to be in a different class. I want to be in a higher class,
Okay,
like mini sprint or something.
okay, very cool, very cool. So, Matthew, do you have a racing nickname?
The Little Rock Rocket.
Okay, very cool, very cool. So, Matthew, what is your home racetrack you race on?
So far we've only raced on Plessis, Motor Speedway, and Hartley, Iowa.
Okay, so is that your favorite racetrack to race on so far?
That's the only one, so I really don't know.
Okay, okay. So, Matthew, okay, who is your favorite race car driver? Who do you look up to as a race car driver?
Kyle Larson.
Okay, very cool, very cool. Have you ever met Kyle Larson, Matthew?
No, but my dad
Okay,
has.
okay, very cool, very cool. So, Matthew, when you're at the racetrack and you're getting hungry, what's your favorite thing to eat at the racetrack?
Chili cheese fries.
Very cool, very cool. And when you're away from the racetrack, Matthew, what's your favorite restaurant to eat at?
The Mexican joint in Rock Rapids, Iowa.
Very cool, very cool. So, Matthew, when you're at home, what's your favorite home cooked meal that your family makes for you?
Um, Big Mac salad. Stop.
Okay, very cool, very cool. So, Matthew, who are some of your friends at the racetrack?
River Grafing and Bronson Bruns. And Reagan.
Very
Reagan.
cool.
And then Jaden Van Vorst, Lincoln, and Gail Klosterboy.
Okay, okay. So, Matthew, so do you have Matthew? What do your okay? What do your school friends think of you being a race car driver?
It's gonna be we're gonna probably be focusing more on school over racing. So we're probably gonna be more worried about school than racing. So we're probably just gonna race more like during off school types and stuff.
Okay, but what do your school friends think of you being a race car driver? Your school friends are they pretty excited about it?
Uh I honestly don't know. I literally told them about the last day of school, and then they were telling me good luck when I was when we were leaving on the last day of school. So it's what it's kind
Very
of
good,
been.
very cool. So Matthew, when you're away from the racetrack, what's your favorite thing? What do you like to do for fun away from the racetrack?
Um, go to Top Golf and Sioux Falls. Go to Thunder Road and Sioux Falls. There's just a lot of fun things to do around here that like play basketball, play football, go to races and stuff like that.
Very cool, very cool. So Matthew, do you have any advice out there for the kids to help get them behind the wheel of a race car?
Just always be focused. Never look away during a race. Just always be focused.
Okay. So Matthew, what's the worst thing you've had happen to you as a race car driver?
When I was starting front row in my heat race and got into the wall.
Oh,
Coming off turn
not
two,
good.
coming off turn two, I got into the wall on the first lap.
Not good. Not good at all.
No.
So Matthew, when it comes to, your racing and stuff like that, you've got a bright future ahead of you there, bud. So Matthew, I'm going to turn the mic over to you right now. You can ask me some questions, Matthew, would like.
Why do you want to make a podcast?
Because actually a friend of mine created this for you guys. A friend of mine created this for you guys because he said, all the adults have a race car show. Why not have one for the kids? And I says, definitely, that would be very awesome.
How many go-kart races have you been to? Like at pluses?
I've been to 4 or 5. So yes. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes.
I think that's all the questions I kind of wanted to ask you there.
Okay, not a problem, not a problem. So Matthew, thank you. Is there who first off, another question for you. Who else work on your race car?
It's really just my dad and Alex Wurtzma. And then sometimes you got my grandpa and my grandpa Rick, and then Brad Clausen. Sometimes he works with us.
Okay. So, is there anybody else you'd like to send a special thank you out to for helping you get this far with your racing career?
My mom, Aiden and Colin, my uncles.
Okay. All righty. Thank you very much, Matthew, for being on the racing show with me tonight, talking to us about your racing career. My pleasure to sit down and talk to you a little bit, okay?
Okay. Thanks.
Not a problem. I will let you step out, Matthew. I'll give a little racing news update, and I will call your dad here shortly to thank you guys, okay?
Okay.
Yes, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Matthew Lloyd, the race car driver on our racing show with us tonight, talking to us about his racing career. Little racing news update for you. Carson Macedo picked up the final night's competition of Jackson Nationals. So congratulations to Carson Macedo. The first 2 nights belonged to James McFadden in the 83 B Packers car. They had a wild incident on the track involving Scott Winters, Tim Kading, and I can't remember who the other guy is, but Scott Winters ended up flipping out of the racetrack. Thankfully, nobody got hurt. So that's thankfully there. Um, but yes, ladies and gentlemen, we lost a race car over the weekend. Ashley I want to say Lambertson was her name. She is from Indiana, very, very tragic circumstances. She was one of Tony Stewart's heroes. She was taken from us in a traffic accident on the highway out, one of the highways out there in Indiana. So our thoughts and prayers are with Ashley and her family. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, just wanted to come on here and talk a little bit about the racing season, racing, what's going on in racing, and talk to Matthew Lloyd. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank everybody for being a part of this racing show with me tonight, talking, especially Matthew Lloyd and his racing team. If you, like I said, again, if you would like to help sponsor Matthew, reach out to Matthew, his dad, Austin, and that whole racing team, because I appreciate the sponsorship on Matthew's race cars to get through his racing career. I would like to thank Nolan Hemisphere Association and Manning Motorsports for being a part of this with me. And also, I would like to thank everybody else that's been a part of this also. If you would like to sponsor my racing show or be on my racing show, you can feel free to email me at jjnolan151@gmail.com, or you can call or text me at 712-209-7138. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have a good night. Catch you later on another episode of the Josh Nolan Full Star Racing Show. #1 on YouTube.